Welcome to Spanish Fork High School, Spanish Fork Softball Complex, not Spanish Fork High School. Matt Robinson, Tyler Moss, where the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs, the home team, are taking on the Kanab High School Cowboys, the visiting team. Kiesel in the circle for the Bulldogs and opens the game with ball one. Leading off for the Lady Cowboys is Sage Staton, number 12. Strike one on the inside corner, strike one swinging. The count is 1-1. And Tyler, this is the one-loss bracket, the third game of the evening for both of these squads. And it's going to come down to who has the most will and the most energy.
I agree. Definitely a task to play 3 games in a day, and not only on a day where you had to deal with water on the field delay, and you know they were in the zone. I think coming in the morning at a little bit of delay got them, I'm sure, a little bit of frustration to kind of get things going, but here we are.
So dead ball, Sage Staton hit by pitch, takes first base. And the Kanab Lady Cowboys open the game with a leadoff hit by pitch. Kiesel in the circle. Here's the pitch. Bunt laid down, and what a great response by Pickett. Crashes hard on the bunt and gets the leadoff runner at second base.
Really smart play there, just preventing Kanab from getting that runner there in scoring position. Just a quick, smart play.
Fielder's choice out.
Up to bat, number 21. Is that who you got? Yep.
Number 21, Riley Staton. Sorry, I'm trying to get my scorebook down.
Getting your bearings under with the scorebook there.
First pitch is a foul off to the left side. Strike one. Pitch, strike two, and the ball in play. Throw across the diamond. Pickett on her A game. Came in on the bunt for the first out of the inning and charged the slow chopping ground ball for the second out of the inning.
Yep. She's on it tonight right now, just making really good plays and making things happen for the Bulldogs.
So stepping into the box is Katie Riddle.
Ball one.
First pitch ball for Kiesel, and the Gunnison Bulldogs opting to go with Kiesel, giving Knutson a rest. Ball hit well to left field, and a snow cone catch. Snow cone catch by the left fielder.
You could see the look on her face from here. She even turned to her teammate and said, "Look at how I caught that." Snow cone catch.
Snow cone catch for the Lady Bulldogs. McDonald, number 4 out in left field, comes up with the big catch, and that retires the side. No hits, no runs on no hits, and moving to the bottom half of the second, we'll go back to the studio.
Beaver Valley Hospital continues to offer high-quality health care at the state's lowest price. Beaver Valley Hospital has state-of-the-art laboratory and radiology services, including cutting-edge X-ray and 3D ultrasound. The hospital also provides expanded surgical procedures for orthopedics and laparoscopic hysterectomy. Remodeled patient rooms and long-term care facilities combine with compassionate staff to provide our patients a comfortable and healing environment. Beaver Valley Hospital is a proud community supporter and is pleased to sponsor Beaver High School.
Welcome back to the Spanish Fork Softball Complex, where with one runner on, the Lady Bulldogs make a great catch in left field, moving to the bottom half of the second. And due up for the Lady Bulldogs will have Dyring, Knutson, and Kiesel. In the circle for the Cowboys is number 21, Riley Staton. And the Kanab Cowboys looking to answer with 3 outs of their own. I'll tell you what, Tyler, through one complete inning in the previous game, it was a close game between the Lady Wolves and the Lady Bulldogs. And then the Bulldogs just opened up the offensive firepower and put the Lady Wolves away. We'll see if the Cowboys can stick with the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs.
Seemed kind of like a long inning, too, there, as we were bystanders there. High ball there.
Opening pitch, ball 1. And ball 2. Staton having a little bit of a hard time out of the gates finding the strike zone, everything high. Dyring gets a pitch on the inside half and fouls it off to the right side. Count is 2-1. Here's the pitch. Up and out. Count is 3-1. So as a leadoff batter, Dyring doing her job. Going deep into the count. And draws a walk, ball 4. So Dyring, the leadoff batter, does her job, draws the walk, and up into the box steps Kennedy Knutson. Knutson hit a grand slam with bases loaded in the previous game. We'll see if she can continue to stay hot in the batter's box and find a gap here. Knutson squares to bunt. And the ball was in the dirt. She did offer. That's going to be strike 1. But Dyring takes second base, so the job is done. Now a runner on second in scoring position, nobody out for Knutson. Pitch just outside. That brings the count even at 1-1. Ball right down the middle looked to be the pitch that Knutson needed, and Staton goes up on Knutson. 1 ball, 2 strikes with nobody out. Staton gets Knutson to chase. Great 1-2 pitch. Up and away, Knutson chases for the first out of the inning.
You know, probably that being hot in the box last game made her want that a little bit more.
Yep. Foul ball, number 10, Kiesel, the pitcher, steps into the batter's box. 1 out, runner on second. Fouled off, count is 0-1. Staton coming inside, low and inside, ball 1. The count is 1-1, 1 out, runner on second base. Great pitch, low and inside again. Maybe just a little bit of a change of pace from Staton. Gets Kiesel to chase, and again, Staton goes up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Great placement. Great job hitting the spots by Staton. A little bit of communication from the Kanab Cowboys. Timeout. Meeting of the minds in the circle. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on third base with Kiesel in the box. Here's the pitch. The ball is popped up down the right side, going to be out of play. Foul ball, the count remains at 1-2. So, Tyler, these teams, these one-loss teams on their 3rd game of the night have a tall task ahead of them. They've got to win to survive tonight, and then they've got to turn around and play the loser of the Beaver Kanab or the Beaver Enterprise game tomorrow at 12:30.
Yep, that's a quite the tall order, like you say. You know, it's a long day of softball today, ending up in a long day of softball tomorrow, most likely, as they progress through.
So with 1 out, down 1-2, Kiesel putting up a fight in the batter's box. And there's a wild pitch, and the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs are able to plate a run in the bottom half of the first on the wild pitch from Staton.
Yep, Dyring read that wild pitch pretty easily and was able to score a run right there.
So Dyring, as the leadoff batter, draws a walk, finds her way all the way around the base paths, and plates a run for the Bulldogs on a wild pitch. 2-2 is the count, 1 out. Kiesel again fouls one off, fighting hard and staying in the count.
Yeah,
is Kiesel.
Battling hard there, making it count here.
2-2, 1 out. Nobody on. And there's Kiesel finding a line drive to the right center gap. Ground rule double, bounces over the fence. And Tyler, that's a great at-bat from Kiesel, doing her job and helping her cause.
Great hit right there over, way over second baseman. Just about had a home run over there, bouncing over.
So Kiesel goes down 0-2 and works her way back to even. Foul ball, foul ball, foul ball, and then drives one to the oppo gap. And there's a runner on second base with 1 out, and Pickett steps up to the plate for the Lady Bulldogs. That's a strike on the first pitch. 0-1, 1 out, runner on second base. And Pickett hits the ball, pop up to the right fielder, and Kiesel tags from second and takes third base on the fly ball to right field. Pickett able to advance the runner with 1 out, and that brings up the freshman, Ha'o. 2 outs, runner on third base. That ball is gone.
Did it bounce over, or was it a home run?
Nope, that's a home run. Ha'o, the freshman,
wow.
First pitch of the at-bat, fastball down the middle, hammers one to the left center gap. And the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs take the early lead with the 2-run home run by the freshman, Ha'o.
Great hit there by Ha'o.
So Dyring able to draw a leadoff walk, finds her way around the bases, scores on a wild pitch. And Kiesel able to battle, hits a double to the right center gap. Ha'o steps up and hammers a home run to plate the 3rd run of the inning for the Bulldogs. 2 outs, nobody on. And Christiansen stepping into the box for the Bulldogs. First pitch strike outside corner for Staton. Really important for the Kanab Cowboys to keep their composure here, Tyler, and not let too many get away from them in the bottom half of the first.
I agree. A 3-0, that you can score 3 runs and tie it up. It's just, get it done. You've got 2 outs, just get 1 more and get your turn. 2
outs and 2 strikes. See if Staton can hit a spot. Staton, low and inside, gets the batter, gets Christiansen to pound one into the ground, but we'll call that an error on the shortstop. That's an E6, and Christiansen reaches first base on the E6.
Tough bounce there as she tried to get in position, and it just got away from her.
Number 24, Sorensen, the center fielder. First pitch, foul ball. 0-1, 2 outs, runner on first. The score, the bottom half of the first inning, is 3-0 for Gunnison on the home run by Ha'o. Ball is hammered down the right field line, just foul. 0-2. So Sorensen comes in aggressive with the 3-run lead. Comes in swinging, is now down 0-2. 2 outs.
She Kale Sorensen, a junior.
Sorensen pops one up straight away to center field. Center fielder Rosser coming in and making the catch to retire the side. So in the bottom half of the first, the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs plate 3 runs. And at the end of one, it's 3-0 for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
JN Auto loves our customers and our community, so we have sanitized our entire inventory. Mold, germs, and yes, coronavirus are eradicated. Our all-natural treatment is safe for you, your pets, and anyone you take along in your new ride. After 6 months, stop by and we can get you rolling germ-free again. Treatments are offered in a single application or a 1, 3, or 5-year contract. Stop by your local JN Auto.
Welcome back to the Spanish Fork Softball Complex. Top half of the second inning, Becca Rogers steps into the box for the Kanab Cowboys. Score is 3-0 for the Bulldogs after one complete. Ball one from Kiesel. Rogers needs to stay patient here, do anything she can to get a base. Base runners is what the Cowboys need. Rogers hammers one on the inside half, and that ball is deep and out of here by number 27, Becca Rogers. What an answer by the Kanab Cowboys. Rogers absolutely hammered one to left field, and that's a home run for the Kanab Cowboys.
Well, there's one way of doing it. That, like we said, 3-1 now. It's not out of reach. They just keep playing as they're going.
Top half of the second, definitely a lot of softball ahead. And what a great response by Rogers and the Kanab Cowboys. Plates a run, nobody out. Stepping into the box is Janes, the left fielder for the Kanab Cowboys. And patience and one base at a time is the answer for the Kanab Cowboys here.
I agree.
Kiesel gets Janes to chase up, fastball up. And that's not what Janes needs to do. She needs to be patient and get a hit, get a pitch she can drive.
Those are those high ones we all want, right?
Yeah, they look so good, and then you just can't catch up to them. And a ball outside and high by Kiesel, but after Janes chased the first high fastball, a good pitch by Kiesel. 1-1. Nobody out. And nobody on after the leadoff home run here in the top half of the second by Rogers. Janes hammers one, well hit through the shortstop. Going to reach on an air, but well hit and put the ball in play, and good things happen. Janes hit that one hard and just kind of went right through the shortstop. Number 2, Dyring, reaches on an air. Nobody out, runner on first, and into the box steps Riddle, the second baseman. Kiesel gets the call. Here's the pitch. Riddle looking to bunt.
Wow.
And I'll tell you what, that throw was there in time. A little bit of a delayed reaction by the first baseman, but that throw was there in time.
I agree. I think the first baseman didn't realize she was laying down already. She totally could have turned and tagged her.
Yeah, just a little bit of a delayed reaction. Definitely there in time, the throw from Howell. And that ball's outside. I think that's 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes.
2 balls, no strikes. I see 2 balls.
just foul down the third base line. 2-1 is the count for Riddle. And a great response so far to this point from the Kanab Cowboys in the top half of the second.
Yep, they're battling hard. 1 home run. Jane's on first.
2-1's the count. Runner on first. Nobody out. Riddle steps into the box. Kiesel gets the call from the coach. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Trying to get Riddle to offer it an off-speed pitch. But Riddle stays disciplined and goes ahead in the count 3-1. Riddle in a good spot here. Nobody out. Runner on first and up 3-1. She's looking for a pitch she can drive. And she gets it. That ball's going to find green grass. Single line drive to the right center gap for Riddle. And that's going to put runners on first and second with nobody out.
Great single there, just over the top in that gap that most try and shoot for, and just getting some people on base.
Number 8, Brown, the third baseman, and Tyler, early in the game, nobody out. Don't be surprised if Brown doesn't lay down a sack bunt here to move the runners over. We'll see what the coaches dial up.
Prediction is, huh?
Here's the pitch from Kiesel. And strike 1 right down the middle. Brown showing no signs of the sack bunt. Oh and 1, no balls, 1 strike. Runners on first and second. Brown looks to be swinging away. Pickett fields the hard ground ball, makes a very heads-up play. That's the third great play by Pickett so far this game. Hard ground ball to the third baseman, Pickett. Pickett fields it, turns, and tags the runner out for the first out of the inning. Riddle reaches on the fielder's choice. And what you would like to see the base runner do there, Tyler, is not run into the tag. Even though it's a force at third base, you'd like to see the runner pause and make Pickett make a play.
Right. Create some hesitation there.
So into the box is the number 9 hitter, Rosser. And that base runner is back-picked at second base.
Correct. Yeah, catcher read that really good. Just bam. Throw down to second. Second baseman is ready with the tag. Just there, knew it was happening.
Very aggressive back pick by Ha'o, the freshman from behind the plate. And what a response there, where it looked like the Kanab Cowboys were stealing some momentum. Boom, boom. 1 out, 2 outs on the back pick by Ha'o. Wild pitch is going to advance the runner. The count is now 2-0. 2 outs, runner on second. And the number 9 batter, Rosser, in the box.
Remind me how Brown got to.
Brown got on the fielder's choice. Pickett fielded it.
Yep.
And tagged the runner out. Another wild pitch advances Brown to third base. So it's going to be count 2-0. Runner on third. 2 outs, and Rosser stepping into the box. Kiesel gets the pitch from the coach in the dugout. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Nope, excuse me, 3-0 pitch. I was off by 1 pitch. That's ball 4. And coming back to the top of the order, the Lady Cowboys, Staten, number 12, the catcher, the leadoff batter. Runners on first and third, 2 outs. Strike 1. And the base runner does not advance with 2 outs, and the great arm from Ha'o behind the plate.
And I don't think I would either. She's spot on every throwdown.
0-1, 2 outs. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And there's the throwdown, and it's there in time. And that's the second throwdown to second base for an out. The first one was a back pick, and the second one threw the runner out. And Ha'o having an inning behind the plate, what looked to be a ton of momentum from the Lady Cowboys, is snatched right away by the Lady Bulldogs.
I'm Dr. Sorensen. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I'm the newest addition to the team of doctors here at Central Valley Medical Center. My goal is to work closely with you when making decisions about your child's health. After all, you know them better than anyone else.
I think as a mom, it can be really overwhelming to find a doctor who's a really good fit for your family. I look for someone who I can trust. It's so validating and comforting knowing that I can call and get the answers I need from Dr. Sorensen and his staff.
I look forward to meeting you and your child and bringing you the best care closer to home.
Town & Country Home Mortgage has been simplifying the home buying process for 18 years. We offer VA, USDA, conventional, and construction loans. Come see us or apply online at NephiMortgage.com. That's NephiMortgage.com. We are committed to our community and enjoy serving our friends and family. Talk to one of our expert loan officers, Abby Ivory, Liz Brotherson, Chantel Bennett, or Joe Nielsen. Town & Country Home Mortgage, proud supporters of high school athletics.
Number 1, Staten back into the circle in the bottom half of the second. So the Kanab Cowboys in the top half of the second responded with a solo shot to lead off the inning and had a lot of runners on, and the momentum just snatched away by a couple of great plays from the freshman Howell from behind the plate. Stepping into the box for the Lady Bulldogs is Bartholomew,
Right, yep.
the right fielder. First pitch, outside, ball 1 to Bartholomew. Second pitch, right down the pipe ski. Count evens the count at 1-1 to Bartholomew.
I like that, a little bit of an inside pipe there, but
2 balls and 1 strike. Staten looking to work the inside half of the plate against Bartholomew. 2-1. And that ball is crushed. Straightaway center. Bartholomew leads off the bottom half of the second with a solo shot. Top half of the second, solo shot, lead off. Bottom half of the second, solo shot, lead off. Dead center. And Bartholomew, Tyler, did not miss that one.
yeah, that was literally just a boom right down the middle, right over everyone's head. Dead center home run.
So Bartholomew answers with a solo shot in the bottom half of the second of her own. Brings number 4, McDonald, the left fielder, the number 9 hitter for the Lady Bulldogs. McDonald takes first pitch, ball outside, 1-0. Ball 2 in the dirt, low and away. And McDonald, very patient in a good spot, up 2-0, looking for a pitch she can drive. Ball 3, McDonald very patient in the box. And up 4-1, were I the coach, Tyler, I would give McDonald the green light. We'll see what it is. And she does have the green light, up 3-0. Fouls one off down the third baseline.
About took out her coach there on the edge.
3 balls, 1 strike on the foul ball from McDonald. McDonald green light all the way, looking for a pitch that she can drive, still up 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Staten to Bartholomew. Nobody out. And that ball missed off the outside corner. Bartholomew draws the walk. Back to the top of the order go the Bulldogs. Nobody out. Runner on first. Into the box steps the leadoff batter, Dyring, the shortstop. Dyring squares to bunt, And to throw down to second, the throw was there in plenty of time, and the second baseman really just kind of lost track of where the base runner was. And what could have and probably should have been an out at second base results in a stolen base for the Lady Bulldogs. So Dyring, nobody out, runner on second, steps into the box, down 0-1. Foul ball, strike two.
Yeah, back on that previous play, it was bobbled, ball, and then by the time she looked up, she missed that McDonald was running. So.
Yeah, really just kind of lost track of the base runner and conceded second base. Dyring, comebacker to the pitcher straight up the middle and able to advance the runner, and the runner overran third base. A key base running error. The runner overran third base, and a great back pick from the first baseman across the diamond. The call on the field is out as McDonald overran third base, and the umpires are getting together to discuss it. A little bit of discussion with the Gunnison coach. And the call is going to stand. So
from first base
yep.
to...
So you had the comebacker back to the pitcher, throw fielder's choice to first base for the out, and the first baseman fired it across the diamond. There's the pitch, comebacker to the pitcher, to first baseman for the out, and the Bulldogs looked, just like the top of the second, the Bulldogs looked to have a ton of momentum and a big defensive play and a great throw across the diamond. And at the end of two, the score is 4-1 for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Doctors B. Noel Robinson, Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, physician's assistants Reagan Fales, Travis Hicks, and Kenneth Hussey, and nurse practitioners Robin Horton, Lindsay Cheney, Rebecca Rasmussen, and Wade Hollingshead. The Beaver Medical Clinic offers affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
At Auto Farm Price Ford, we make it happen for you.
Auto Farm Price Ford has your next truck at the guaranteed lowest price. Auto Farm will not be undersold. The time to buy is now. Auto Farm has a huge selection. If you're in the market...
Welcome back to the Spanish Fork Softball Complex. Some exciting defensive play, snatching the momentum. And back to the top of the order as the last half inning ended in a throwdown. So back to the top of the order for the Kanab Cowboys is Staton stepping in. And the Kanab Cowboys down 4-1 in the top of the third. Need some base runners.
They do.
Kiesel toes the rubber, and first pitch high and outside, ball one. Important for the Cowboys to remain patient, and like we've said, one base at a time, one base at a time.
One pitch at a time, one base at a time.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Kiesel paints the outside corner for a strike. The count is 1-1 to Staton. One thing I've noticed from the Gunnison Valley pitchers, Tyler, is they definitely have a rhythm and a pace, and they rarely break that rhythm. Ball two off the inside corner.
I know watching this game, she's got a really good rhythm. Just takes the call, patient, makes the pitch.
2-1 to Staton. Ball three, low and inside. Staton, a very patient at-bat, has gone ahead and gotten herself in a good position, up 3-1, is looking for a pitch that she can drive. Staton hammers one down the left field line. That's going to be dropped for a single, and she's going to round first and look for two, and she gets it. Very good at bat. Works the count up 3-1, gets a pitch she can hammer, and she smoked it right down the left field line for a double.
It's a nice rip down there, just no man's land on that left side. And making them chase it down.
And Staten, as the catcher, is going to get a speed-up runner into the game. Number 34, Spoot, I believe is how you would pronounce that. Spoot into the game as a speed-up for Staten, and a leadoff double for the Lady Cowboys. And another line drive right over second base. The coach is waving her on. There's going to be a play at the plate. No. And with a careless throw from Pickett, Reedhead, who hits a double, advances to third base on the careless throw from Pickett. Plates a run for the Lady Cowboys and advances to third base on the careless throw. Nobody out, runner on third base. And once again, the Kanab Cowboys answer in the top half of the third inning and have a little rumble going here. Nobody out, runner on third.
The coach taking the time out there to settle them down, bring them back together, play together. That's very important to get back into the zone there.
So Reedhead's line drive over shortstop probably could have been scored a single, advances to second on the throw, and then a careless throw from the third baseman Pickett back to the pitcher allows Reedhead to advance. And we're going to have a pitching change. The Gunnison Valley Bulldogs are going to bring in their ace, Kennedy Knutson. We'll go back to the studio. We'll be back.
Market for new or pre-owned Ford F-Series, including the unbeatable F-150. No one has more than Auto Farm. Find more great offers and all their inventory online at PriceFordSales.com.
At Auto Farm Price Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, we make it happen for you.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's two 950-megawatt generating units provide three.
Welcome back to the Spanish Fork Softball Complex. A quick swapperooski. Kiesel goes to second base, and second baseman Kennedy Knutson, the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs ace, takes the circle. And the score is 4-2. Top of the third, 4-2, runner on third, nobody out. And Staten steps into the box. Knutson fastball outside half. And Staten took a daddy hack at that one, fouled it off over the right first base dugout. 0-1 is the count to Staten. Kennedy Knutson, an experienced pitcher, one of the best pitchers in 2A, called into the circle, paints the inside corner for strike two. Hitting her spot there. We'll see if the Kanab Lady Cowboys can respond with Knutson in the circle. 0-2, nobody out, runner on third. Staten needs to at least get something to the right side to plate the run. Staten hits a bleeding line drive straight up the middle that finds grass. That's a single for Staten. So Knutson goes up 0-2, leaves a pitch out over the plate, and Staten makes her pay with a single RBI single up the middle. And that is 4-3 in the top half of the third inning.
Staten able to find that gap, just really good spot for the ball to go and hitting grass.
And a great piece of hitting. Staten down 0-2 in the count and just finds a way to put the ball in play and hits a bleeding line drive up the middle, RBI single for Staten. Number 24, the first baseman, Riddle, steps into the box. Remember, it was in the bottom half of the second that Riddle made that great throw across the diamond to snatch the momentum away from the Lady Bulldogs. Riddle stepping into the box. First pitch, ball. Ball one. Nobody out, runner on first. 1-0, the count to Riddle. Here's the pitch, high and outside. Riddle works ahead in the count, up 2-0. And she's sitting on a good pitch right here, Tyler. Riddle looking for a perfect pitch.
Yep, this is one she can be patient on and make sure it's one she wants.
Here's the 2-0 pitch from Knutson. Again, high and outside, gets Riddle to chase. Foul ball, strike one. 2-1 is the count. The score is 4-3. Top half of the third inning. Runner on first, nobody out, and a count of 2-1 to Riddle. Knutson takes a sign from the dugout. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Low and inside, almost a hit by pitch. Just missed, and on the wild pitch, Statton, or the pinch runner for Statton, advances to second base. So now, runner on second, runner in scoring position. With a 3-1 count, this is definitely a pitch that Riddle is looking to get something she can drive. Works ahead in the count, 3-1. 3-1 pitch from Knutson. Off speed. A ton of confidence from Knutson in her off-speed pitch. Gets Riddle to offer at the off-speed.
That was just that changeup got her really good there.
So Knutson down 3-1, and a ton of confidence in the off-speed pitch brings the count to full. Runner on second, nobody out. High fastball to Riddle, and Knutson, showing a ton of poise in the circle, gets the K.
Very patient on Knutson's part. Fighting back on that. Able to get the strikeout.
So 1 out, runner on second. Rogers steps into the box, the right fielder. I believe it was Rogers that opened the top of the second with the solo shot.
It was. She had a home run.
Low and inside, wild pitch, and a very heads-up base running by the Kanab Lady Cowboys takes third base on the wild pitch. So that's 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, runner on third base. And Rogers looking to get something to the right side or something in the air to tie this game up. Here's the pitch. Again low. Rogers works ahead in the count, 2-0. Knutson trying to find her rhythm in the circle. 2-0 pitch coming to Rogers. Rogers gets a bleeder to the right side, and she may beat it out. No, great play to stay with it. And a slow chopper like that to the right side, I'm surprised that the base runner was not running. Maybe he had to hold up just to make sure that it was not going to be caught. Ultimately, it put out at first.
Out number 2 there. The ball kind of just died. I mean, as she's trying to pick it up just with her hand.
Yep, almost a knuckleball off the bat. So with 2 outs, runner on third base, Jane steps into the box. Number 10, the left fielder. Foul ball straight back, right at us. If Tyler would have had his glove, he could have caught it.
Maybe. Would have had to dive off the edge of the roof. But
first pitch, foul ball. Knutson goes up 0-1 with 2 outs. Runner on third. Score is 4-3 here in the top half of the third inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Low and inside. Knutson making Ha'u, the freshman catcher, work. Lots of pitches in the dirt. And Ha'u looks to be up to the task. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner on third. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Knutson. Knutson gets James to chase the high heat and goes up. 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Knutson to Janes. Off-speed pitch, and Janes sits tight, loads, and finds the gap up the middle, Tyler. A great piece of hitting down 1-2 and sits on the off-speed pitch and hammers it up the middle for an RBI single to tie the score at 4 runs apiece.
That was just great patience. I got to give her credit for that. I think you could see her kind of tighten up, and then off the off-speed pitch, she just said, sweet, I've got one.
Yep, James just stayed loaded, stayed patient, and hit the line drive right back up the middle and ties the score up at 4 runs apiece. And into the box steps Riddle, the second baseman. First pitch, high, ball 1, 1-0. 2 outs, runner on first, and in the top half of the third inning, this score is tied at 4 runs apiece. Great response here by the Kanab Lady Cowboys.
And it's really been a 2-inning ordeal, as they kind of progress through the batting order.
Foul ball.
Sometimes it just takes a little bit of work. Rogers with the home run in the previous inning, and then some momentum, trying to steal a few bases here and there. But
yep, just one pitch, one base at a time, and that's what the Kanab Cowboys have done. Evens the count with the foul ball straight back. 1-1, 2 outs, runner on first. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Knutson. Pitch is low for ball 2. Riddle, the second baseman, steps in up 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Knutson. Fouled straight back, and that evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tough at bat by Riddle. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Knutson. Ball's low and outside, and that brings the count to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And at the release of the pitch, James will be moving from first base. Full count, 2 outs. Score is tied at 4 runs apiece in the top half of the third inning. Here's the full count, and that ball is inside, wild pitch. And a great at-bat by Riddle draws the 3-2 walk and keeps the inning alive for the Kanab Cowboys.
Very patient at-bat there by Riddle as Knutson fought her way back in that count.
So Brown, the third baseman, steps in for the Kanab Cowboys. Runners on first and second, 2 out. First pitch, right down the pipe ski, strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Brown. High heat to Brown, unable to catch up. Knutson goes up 0-2. Score is tied at 4 runs apiece. Runners on first and second. 2 outs, top half of the third inning, and Brown steps in down 0-2. Knutson looking to paint the outside corner. That's a great 0-2 pitch, about 4 or 5 inches off the outside corner, and Brown able to hold up. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good eye by Brown, not chase that one.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Knutson strikes her out, swinging, and that'll end the top half of the third inning, where the Kanab Cowboys tie it up at 4 runs apiece. We'll send it back to the studios and back for the bottom half of the third inning.
3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
At Central Valley Medical Center, we're committed to offering the best care.
In your life's first moments.
Through your life's biggest emergencies.
In your everyday help.
In those days that mean the most.
Central Valley Medical Center will be there with you through each step and stage of life, bringing the best care because we care, closer to home.
Maybe he landed here totally by coincidence. But if by chance he's admiring your fresh coat of Benjamin Moore soft sky blue, well, that's a pretty high compliment. Coming from an expert.
Jones & DeMille Engineering is more than a civil engineering firm.
Welcome back to the Spanish Fork Softball Complex, where we're moving to the bottom half of the third inning. The score is tied up at 4 runs apiece. Leading off for the Lady Bulldogs is Kiesel. Was the starting pitcher, is now moved to second base. And the Bulldogs looking to respond in the bottom half of the third. First pitch high, ball 1, and Kiesel nearly offered, but able to hold up. 1-0 is the count. Timeout on the field. Umpire's looking to fill his ball bags. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Kiesel. Kiesel again holds off on the high fastball. Those aren't missing by much, just a little high. 2 balls, no strikes to Kiesel. And there's a hard hit ground ball to the shortstop. Fielded, throw across the diamond, and that's a throwing error. Kiesel able to reach on a throwing error by number 2, Reedhead. Reedhead fielded the ground ball with no problem and then just threw wide of first base. Kiesel advances to second on the air.
Made her stretch a little too far the other way and unfortunately couldn't make the out.
So Kiesel ends up at second base on the throwing error. Bobbled ball by the catcher, and Kiesel, very heads-up running, takes third base and makes him pay. That's 2 mistakes so far in the bottom half of the third inning by the Kanab Cowboys defense. And Kiesel taking advantage, 1-0 to Pickett. With a runner on third, Pickett looking to hit anything to the right side or deep to score this run. That's a strike on the outside corner, 1-1 to Pickett. Here's the 1-1 pitch. High and outside. Lucky bounce off the backstop right back to the catcher. Prevents Kiesel from scoring from third.
And Pickett put her hand up, made sure Kiesel wasn't on her way.
Yep, no need to get an out at the plate in this situation with a runner on third, nobody out. That ball is crushed by Pickett.
Wow.
Pickett with the 1-1 pitch, and that ball was hammered to straightaway left field.
Just an excellent hit. Just, like you said, crushed. Just a rip out there. Just, I mean, it had so much elevation that it was going over right from the get-go.
So Pickett does not miss that one and hammers a 2-run shot to straightaway left field for the Gunnison Valley Lady Bulldogs to take a 6-4 lead, a 2-run lead, and timeout on the field for the Kanab Cowboys as they try to regroup, with the freshman Ha'u stepping into the box. Nobody out. Very impressive swing by Pickett. As they say, that was a moonshot by Pickett.
Yes, absolutely a moonshot.
We'll see if Staton can regroup with nobody out, nobody on, and get an out. There's the pitch, strike 1 to Ha'u, 0-1. And Pickett goes with the high heat. Excuse me, Staton, not Pickett. Ball 1. The count is 1-1 to the freshman Ha'u. Ball is on the inside half. Really a great pitch by Staton. Gets Ha'u, the freshman, to hit a looping fly ball to right field, and Ha'u able to reach on the E9. Air on the right fielder. And so Kanab, in this bottom half of the third, Tyler, has to figure out a way to keep the wheels from coming off. That's the second error with the bobble allowing Kiesel to take third base.
Correct.
And nobody out, runner on first. And Christiansen stepping into the box.
Giving a quick score update over there to Scott Langford on the other game. Millard up 9-1 over South Sevier.
Christiansen squares to bunt and pulls back. Late throw, almost wide of second base, but the pinch runner for Ha'u takes second base. And Christiansen up 1 ball, no strikes with a runner on second, nobody out. Ball in play, comebacker to the pitcher, turns immediately and fires it across the diamond for the first out of the inning. That's a 1-3 fielder's choice. Runner holds at second base. So Sorensen, the center fielder, steps in with 1 out, runner on second. Here's the pitch from Staton. Foul ball over the first base dugout. The count is 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Sorensen. Sorensen holds off on the high fastball, and another pass ball allows the pinch runner for Ha'u. I'm sorry, I don't have her name or number. She's got a jacket on. Can't see her number. But the pass ball allows the runner to advance to third with 1 out. Comebacker straight back to the pitcher. And they get the fielder's choice out at first base, but allow the run to score. And really kind of a mental error there for Staton on a quick comebacker. She has all day to turn and look the runner back at third base, and Tyler, she didn't even look at her.
No look. I mean, really instinctual, reaction. Just pick it up, throw it to first.
So she made a great play on the hard comebacker, strike 1 to Bartholomew. She made a great play on the comebacker, but really had all day. Could have looked that runner back, but opts to get the out at first, and the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs played another run. Line drive hit out over shortstop, drops in front of the left fielder, and that's going to be a double. Bartholomew on the hard hit line drive to left field with the 2-out double for the Lady Bulldogs.
Now, just as a reminder, the 3 runs that have come in for Gunnison, 2 of them have been on because of errors, them being able to get on base. So.
Yep. A good team will always make you pay when there's an error committed, and the Lady Bulldogs have done that. Bartholomew with the 2-out double, and into the box steps McDonald, the left fielder. The lefty, first pitch, outside, ball 1. And that's the third run for the Lady Bulldogs in the bottom half of the third inning to take a 7-4 three-run lead in the bottom half of the third. Ball 2 outside. So Staton trying desperately to keep the Cowboys in the game, but that is a very tall task when the errors start to happen, Tyler.
Right. You can see a little bit of the exhaustion happening. And
3-0. Oh, excuse me. Go ahead.
Lack of focus kind of stuff. So.
3-0 pitch. McDonald had the green light all the way with the runner in scoring position. Fouled over the third base dugout. The count is 3-1. 2 outs. Runner on second. And the Lady Bulldogs with a 3-run lead. Ball is put in play. Ground ball to the shortstop. And another error allows McDonald to be safe at first base on the E6, and the runner advances to third. So back to the top of the order go the Lady Bulldogs on the third error of the inning for the Cowboys. You'll have runners on first and third, 2 out, and Dyring stepping in for the Bulldogs. Dyring hits a high looping fly ball to right field, and the Cowboys able to make that catch to stop the bleeding for the third out of the inning. So at the end of 3, it's the Lady Bulldogs 7 and the Kanab Cowboys 4.
Nephi Federal Credit Union in Nephi offers convenient service and a variety of financial services. They're your hometown credit union that's been serving local residents for over 63 years, longer than any other financial institution in Nephi. The staff invites you to check out their incredible rates on a variety of loans and savings accounts. Nephi Federal Credit Union, 155 North Main in Nephi. Call 623-1895. That's 623-1895. Nephi Federal Credit Union, proud supporter of the Wasps this season.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com.
Valley Orthodontics specializes in state-of-the-art digital.
Welcome back to the Spanish Fork Softball Complex, moving to the top half of the fourth inning. And number 3, Rosser, the center fielder for the Kanab Cowboys, steps into the box. And Kanab once again moving into the top half of the fourth, Tyler, looking to respond with some action of their own, and it will be pretty important, a big inning for the Kanab Cowboys here. Ball 1 from Knutson.
Huge inning. I agree. This is, like we were saying, that the last 2 innings, it's just like you're saying, one bat at a time, one base at a time. So we'll see how they respond.
1-0 to Rosser. Strike 1 from Knutson gets Rosser to chase on the high fastball. One, nobody out, nobody on. The leadoff batter is Rosser. Fastball inside half, and Rosser fouls it off to the right side. Knutson goes up 1-2. Umpire wanting to change softballs. It's interesting he wanted to change and then just put it right back in his ball bag.
Maybe he'll get rid of it.
Yeah, good point. Ball sometimes getting wet with the conditions. Good point. 1-2 pitch to Knutson, high and outside. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff batter Rosser for the Kanab Cowboys. Top half of the fourth inning, 7-4. Advantage, Gunnison Valley Lady Bulldogs. 2-2 pitch, swinging strike 3. Knutson paints the outside corner with the fastball for the first out of the inning. Back to the top of the order go the Kanab Cowboys. Number 12, the catcher Staton, steps in with 1 out, looking to get something started. Here's the pitch from Knutson. High and outside, ball 1 to Staton. Sage Staton, number 12, the catcher. 1 ball, no strikes, and 1 out. Ball 2, low and inside. Two balls, no strikes. Sage Staton steps in with 1 out. Kanab needing to respond here in the top half of the 4th. Fastball paints the outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. High fastball evens the count. Fouled off straight back, evens the count at 2-2. Sage Staton looking to get something going for the Cowboys.
1 for 2 tonight so far. Hit by pitch in the first inning and a single in the third inning.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Strike 3, another high outside fastball for Knutson, and that's the second K of the inning for Knutson. 2 outs. Shortstop Reedhead stepping in with 2 outs, looking to get something started for Kanab. Down 3 runs in the top half of the 4th. An important stretch here for the Kanab Cowboys.
Reedhead batting .316 in the season.
First pitch, strike 1. Knutson finding a rhythm and pitching ahead in this inning. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs to Reedhead. Fastball low, just missed, down, evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball, outside corner, fouled off over the first base dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gunnison Valley leading 7-4 over Kanab, top half of the 4th inning. Reedhead steps in, down 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Knutson. Off speed, swinging strike 3.
She dropped it at first
and
base.
Reedhead reaches on a drop third strike and a dropped ball by the first baseman, Christiansen. Howe did her job on the off-speed pitch, kept the ball in front of her, stepped to the inside of the baseline, and the ball just dropped by Christiansen. So Reedhead reaches on a drop third strike, which would have been the 3rd out of the inning. Into the box steps Staton, the pitcher. Ball 1. So the Kanab Cowboys do get a runner on first base in the top half of the 4th on a drop third strike. And Staton hits a line drive, which I think is going to be scored as an E6. Off the tip of the glove for Kiesel. Wasn't terribly hard hit, a bit of a looping line drive, and just deflected off the top of Kiesel's glove at shortstop. And so runners on first and second with 2 outs on 2 consecutive errors. A drop third strike for Reedhead and an E6 for Staton. Number 24, the first baseman, Riddle, steps into the box. Can Kanab make Gunnison pay for the back-to-back errors? 2 outs, runners on first and second. High fastball, ball 1 to Riddle. Riddle, the big stick, batting in the cleanup hole, has runners on first and second. Both reached on errors, Tyler. A drop third strike and an E6. One ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Riddle. Low, ball 2. Snap back throw to back pick at first base and in safely. Howe, the freshman catcher, not afraid to let it fly and has a great arm.
No, that was a quick reaction, getting it cannon, just bullet right there to first base.
Great field awareness from Howe, the freshman, and staying aggressive, trying to get a back pick at first base, and nearly does so. 2-0 is the pitch. Runners on first and second, 2 out. Riddle steps into the box. Hard hit, line drive, foul down the right field baseline. And with that, it's clear that Riddle could tie this thing up with one swing. Knutson needs to be careful and make sure to hit her spots, or Riddle going to make him pay. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Riddle up, 2 balls, 1 strike. And takes a fastball right down the middle. Riddle must have been looking for something other than a fastball from Knutson. The bat stayed on the shoulder with the fastball, pipe ski right down the middle, evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Off-speed pitch from Knutson. The ball is bobbled, but Kiesel stays with it and is able to get the out from Riddle at first base. So after 2 errors, runners on first and second with 2 outs, the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs able to make a play and will be moving to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Gunnison Valley up 7-4 over the Kanab Cowboys.
Radiographs and 3D dental models. It also offers interest-free payment plans starting as low as $99 a month. Castle Valley Orthodontics will be there with you from beginning to end.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dan Cowley with Castle Valley Orthodontics. Born and raised here in Carbon-Emery County, been able to move back home. Looking forward to meeting everybody of Carbon-Emery County coming in to see us.
Welcome back to the Spanish Fork Softball Complex. Moving into the bottom half of the 4th inning, the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs lead the Kanab Cowboys 7-4, a 3-run lead going into the bottom half of the 4th. And the Kanab Cowboys in a bit of a danger zone right here, need to keep this game close and stay within striking distance. Leading off the bottom half of the 4th inning for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs is Kennedy Knutson, number 3. Kennedy started the game at second base, but is Gunnison's ace pitcher, and Gunnison brought her into the circle, and she steps into the box now against Staten. First pitch, strike 1, painted the outside corner on the left-hander. Knutson pitches right and bats left. 0-1. Ball 1 just off the outside corner, obviously trying to stay on the outside half to Knutson. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ball 2 off the outside corner. So that's 3 pitches at the at-bat, all 3 on the outside half, pitching Knutson away. 2-1. That ball bled over the middle of the plate, but Knutson only able to foul it off. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Staten doing a great job at keeping her team competitive, fighting off a few errors, and still hitting her spots, pitching great for the Kanab Cowboys. Strike three. The pitch is dropped. Drop third strike, throw down to first base and out. So the backwards K. Knutson didn't like the call, but Staton painted the outside corner and buckled Knutson for the first out of the inning. That ball is hammered. If it stays fair, it has a chance. Foul ball, strike one for Kiesel. Foul ball, strike one for Kiesel. One out, bottom half of the fourth. Gunnison Valley leading 7-4. Staton wanting to change softballs. Ball came in from the outfield. Foul ball. Obviously had some moisture on it. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ball one. 1-1, one out. Kiesel in the box for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs. Ball two, high. Count is 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fouled straight back. Staton did a great job at hitting her spot. Looked like maybe a screwball up and in. Right off the hands. Fouled straight back. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. One out. Again, comes in on the hands. Pop up to the left side. Staton calls off the third baseman for the second out of the inning.
Great communication as everyone's looking towards the sky there.
So Staton busting Knutson on the outside corner, opts to come inside on the hands on Kiesel and gets Kiesel to pop out to shallow to the pitcher. Ball one to Pickett. If you remember the last at bat for Pickett, I think that ball is still going. It's probably getting to Reno about now.
Probably correct. Crushed it.
Ball two to Pickett. I'm certain Staton isn't going to want to give Pickett anything too good to look at. Ball three off the inside corner. And at this point, I definitely wouldn't give Pickett anything too good to hit.
Strike.
Pipe ski right down the middle. I'm surprised Pickett didn't have the green light right there. Count 3-1, 2 outs. Ball is hit, kind of a low looping line drive, and Reedhead just unable to handle it at shortstop. Would have been a difficult play, kind of shoestrung her a little bit. And Pickett reaches. We going to call that one a hit? Yep. Wasn't pretty, but I agree. I believe it was a hit. Pickett reaches on the single. Into the box steps the freshman Hau. Ball one. So with 2 outs, the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs have a runner on first base, and the freshman Hau hammers a line drive to left field, and the left fielder, Janes, swoops in, and just another day at the office, Janes makes the catch for the third out of the inning, and that ends the 4th inning with the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs leading by 3 runs, 7-4. We'll be back.
Beaver Valley Hospital continues to offer high-quality health care at the state's lowest price. Beaver Valley Hospital has state-of-the-art laboratory and radiology services, including cutting-edge X-ray and 3D ultrasound. The hospital also provides expanded surgical procedures for orthopedics and laparoscopic hysterectomy. Remodeled patient rooms and long-term care facilities combine with compassionate staff to provide our patients a comfortable and healing environment. Beaver Valley Hospital is a proud community supporter and is pleased to sponsor Beaver High School.
Vince Lombardi once said, The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have. The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork as we continue our broadcast of the 2A, 3A state softball tournaments. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors here, Intermountain Power Service Corporation, Central Valley Medical Center in Nephi, Sunrise Engineering, San Pete Steel in Moroni, Beaver Valley Hospital, Nephi Federal Credit Union, Beaver Medical Clinic, Jones and DeMille Engineering, and Town and Country Home Mortgage in Nephi. We thank those sponsors for making this happen. We wouldn't be able to do it without them, and all of you watching too and supporting those sponsors.
Great group of sponsors, and we appreciate them. Here we are in the top half of the fifth. 7-4 for the Bulldogs, and the right fielder Rogers steps into the plate. Earlier in the game, Rogers hit a solo shot. One first pitch strike, Knutson to Rogers. Second pitch low, and Howe took another one off the arm.
She took one early, I think last inning, and she was rubbing it for a part of the at bat on somebody. I don't remember which one, but she's been getting bruised and battered in there.
Umpire does Howe a favor and walks the ball back out to the circle. Howe going to need some ibuprofen back at the hotel room tonight.
You know, I think, isn't that part of that, unwritten rule of the ump and the catcher? They kind of create a little bit of a relationship down there. They talk to each other and make sure together. They're good.
Yeah, kind of work together.
So anyway, everyone's getting hit by the ball off foul balls and bad pitches and things like that. So
Howe gives the thumbs up, ready to rock. Howe going to need some ibuprofen. 1-1. Top half of the fifth inning. Nobody out. Rogers into the box for the Kanab Cowboys. Pitch is high and outside. Rogers goes up 2-1. So the Kanab Cowboys in the bottom half of the fourth, Tyler, able to stave off momentum from the Bulldogs. They step into the top half of the fifth, down 3 runs, still within striking distance, no doubt. 2-1 off-speed pitch, buckles Rogers to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Knutson not afraid to throw that off-speed pitch even when she's down in the count.
Not afraid at all, and it's been pretty advantageous for her.
Here's the 2-2 pitch to Rogers. Fastball paints the inside corner, and a backwards K for Knutson for the first out of the inning.
Great pitch. Caught her with that fastball. I was going to credit, Rogers kind of got it going for Kanab on the last one. We'll see if these other players can get this moving.
So Knutson definitely had Rogers off balance, buckled her with the 2-1 off-speed pitch, and then busted a fastball up and in. And for the first out of the inning, into the box steps Janes, the left fielder. Ball 1. Didn't miss by much, just a little up and out. 1 out. Top half of the fifth inning. Gunnison Valley leads Kanab 7 runs to 4. Fastball fouled back off the right side, evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Janes looking to get a base and get something going for the Kanab Cowboys. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Knutson. Off speed. And Janes shows some discipline and holds off.
And her last at bat was that line drive that she waited for off that off-speed pitch.
Sat on the off-speed pitch, yeah. Janes works up in the count, up 2-1, 1 out. He's going to hit a solid line drive to right field. That's going to be a line drive single, 1 out single for Janes. Janes does her job and gets a base for the Cowboys.
Yeah, great hit. That little spot there on the right field.
So with 1 out, Janes gets a single to the right field, and into the box steps the second baseman, Riddle, number 1. Great ball game here at the Spanish Fork Softball Complex in the 1-loss bracket. 3rd game of the night for both of these teams and fighting for their life. Ball 1 to Riddle. One ball, no strikes, 1 out, runner on first. Here's the pitch. Wild pitch, ball 2, going to allow Janes to advance to second base. And the wild pitch from Knudsen puts a run in scoring position for the Cowboys.
Took a bounce early in the dirt there, and Jane's able to move forward.
Riddle goes up 2-0 in the count, looking for a good pitch she can drive here with the runner in scoring position. And the 2-0 pitch, ball 3, low and outside. Another wild pitch by Knudsen, the second in a row, allows Janes to advance to third base. And
I was shaking her hand again. I think kind of trying to stop the ball from going wild.
Yeah. Howe taking a beating behind the plate. Wild pitch by Knudsen allows a runner to advance to third base with 1 out. Kanab looking to get something to the right side or deep to, or something to the outfield. And that's a ball 4. Riddle takes the base. And with 1 out, runners on first and third, Kanab's got a little rumble going here in the top half of the 5th inning. Into the box steps the third baseman, Brown. Coach may be looking to get a pinch hitter. And it does look like there's going to be a substitution for the Kanab Cowboys. Pinch hitter, I can't get a number.
Looks like
number 5?
6, 5?
Number 5.
Oh, Perkins?
Number 5, Perkins.
J.C. Perkins?
Going to sub into the lineup for Brown. So a bit of a strategy play by the Kanab coaching staff. Pinch hits number 5, Perkins, into the 8-hole for Brown. Runner on first and third, 1 out. And Perkins steps into the box. 1 out, top of the 5th. Kanab's got a little something going. We'll see if Perkins can do her job. First pitch, swinging strike. Looked to be a little bit low, but Perkins offers and falls behind 0-1. Kanab looking to make something happen. Don't be surprised if you see the runner moving from first base. Runner not going, fouled straight back, strike 2. So with 1 out, runners on first and third, Knudsen immediately goes up 0-2 on the pinch hitter Perkins. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Knudsen. Off speed, hammered down the left field line and is going to be foul. Perkins able to stay loaded long enough and got all of that one, but just foul down the left field line.
Takes a very patient person to time that just right as those off-speed pitches throw you off completely.
Yep. Perkins, the pinch hitter, able to foul it off, but still down 0-2. Look for Knutson to come up and in with some high heat on this 0-2 pitch. 1 out, runners on first and third. Definitely came with the fastball, but missed low. First ball of the at-bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, runners on first and third. Top half of the 5th inning, and the Kanab Cowboys trailing Gunnison Valley 7-4. And there's the 1-2 pitch, low and inside again, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Perkins battling back from down 0-2, evens the count at 2-2. This is the count where Knutson's going to drop that off-speed breaking ball. Let's see if Perkins. Nope. Ooh. Knutson had even me fooled and paints the outside corner with a fastball for a backwards K for the 2nd out of the inning. Great pitch, hitter spot by Knutson. So with 2 outs, runners on first and third, Rosser, the number 9 hole hitter, center fielder, steps in. What looked to be a promising inning. We'll see if Rosser can deliver. First pitch, strike, inside corner. Great spot by Knutson. Knutson really working the entire zone, inside, outside, off speed, doing a good job at hitting her spots. Rosser down 0-1. 2 outs. Swinging, strike 2. Knutson gets the fastball off the outside corner, but Rosser chases for strike 2. Rosser now finds herself down 0-2 with 2 outs. Oh, 2 pitch from Knutson, fouled straight back. Ball on the inside half, and Rosser able to fight it off and foul it back to stay alive.
Kanab threatening, but Knutson up on the count here.
Kanab had runners on first and third with 1 out. Knutson comes up with the big strikeout, painting a fastball on the outside corner against the pinch hitter Perkins. And now to the 9-hole, Rosser, number 3, the center fielder, down 0-2. Fastball up and out. And the base runner, Janes, got caught sleeping off of the third base, and Knutson backpicked her. And honestly, Tyler, Janes looked to have an opportunity to score at the plate, but opted to hold up, and ultimately thrown out at the plate. And now Janes maybe took a hard tag to the head or the face, and getting up slowly, being helped off. Hope Janes is okay, but Janes ends up getting picked off for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will end the top half of the 5th. Janes being helped to the dugout. Hope she's okay. But the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs stave off a little bit of a rally by the Kanab Cowboys and maintain a 3-run lead, 7-4, going into the bottom half of the 5th inning.
JN Auto loves our customers and our community, so we have sanitized our entire inventory. Mold, germs, and yes, coronavirus are eradicated. Our all-natural treatment is safe for you, your pets, and anyone you take along in your new ride. After 6 months, stop by and we can get you rolling germ-free again. Treatments are offered in a single application or a 1, 3, or 5-year contract. Stop by your local JN Auto location to learn more about our sanitizing options.
Welcome back to the Spanish Fork Softball Complex. The top half of the fifth ends with Janes being thrown out at the plate. Janes got back pick hanging off of third base by Knudsen and ultimately was put out at the plate. Janes took what looked like to be a shot to the head and was helped off the field. We'll hope that she's okay. I did not see if she took the field in left field. It looks like they have a substitute in at left field, if I'm not mistaken.
They may.
I can't quite see.
It does.
The left fielder.
I think you're correct.
Nevertheless, the top half of the fifth ends with no runs from Kanab. Moving to the bottom half of the fifth, Christiansen steps into the box for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs and fouls off the first pitch, strike one. And I'm going to give Staten, the pitcher for Kanab, a ton of credit, Tyler. She's battled hard, hitting her spots and keeping the Kanab Cowboys in the game.
Yep, I would agree with that.
Jams Christiansen again inside half on the hands, comebacker to the pitcher and put out at first base. That's a 1-3 out to lead the inning, to lead off the inning for the Kanab Cowboys. Sorensen, number 24, the center fielder, steps into the box for the Bulldogs. First pitch, fouled to the right side. Stays in play, but the first baseman slipped. Maybe a little bit of wet surface coming into play there. Ends up in a foul ball, 0-1. So Sorensen, the center fielder, down 0-1, one out. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Just off the inside corner for ball one. One ball, one strike, one out. 7-4, Gunnison, bottom half of the fifth. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ground ball, just foul out of the reach of the third baseman. Not by much.
No, not by much at all. You almost see her lean in there, hit the bag.
Sorensen with the hard ground ball, just foul down the third baseline, goes down 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch, fouled out of play down the right field line. Count remains at 0-2. One out, nobody on. Umpire still with some pep in the step. Fires the softball back to the pitcher. 0-2 pitch, off speed. And just has eyes over top of the shortstop Reedhead. Not hit too well, but just enough, Tyler. That ball had eyes and found a gap. That's a one-out single by Sorensen.
Great hit, just right over the top of the shortstop. Unable to make the play.
Bartholomew, number 44, the right fielder, steps in. One out, runner on first, with Bartholomew coming to the plate. Here's the pitch from Staten, low, in the dirt, and runner advances. Going to be scored a wild pitch on Staten, low and in the dirt, allows the runner to advance to second base. So now 1 ball, no strikes, with 1 out, a runner in scoring position. Time called by the umpire prior to the pitch. Just before the pitch was delivered, the umpire called time. So no pitch. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, runner on second. Bartholomew at the plate. Low and ball 2. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Bartholomew. Bartholomew hammers it over top of the third baseman. That is going to plate a run. That's an RBI single for Bartholomew with one out in the bottom half of the fifth inning.
Great hit, turn on that hit. Is Bartholomew able to turn on it and make it?
If Bartholomew can get anything middle in, she's going to hammer it down the left field line. Earlier in the game, Bartholomew hammered one home run, I believe.
She got a home run, and she's had a double.
And now a single. She's a triple short of the cycle. First pitch, line drive to the left center gap. That's going to be a double for McDonald. So a one-out double for McDonald moves Bartholomew all the way around to third base, and the Lady Bulldogs are in business with one out, runners on second and third. Back-to-back line drives to the left field for the Lady Bulldogs. Maybe time for a pitching change for Kanab. Staton has battled all night long and done a great job to keep the Kanab Cowboys in the game, giving up back-to-back hits, a single and a double, with one out here in the bottom of the fifth. Doesn't look like there's going to be a pitching change.
Just a, hype man out there helping his team get back in the zone, refocused.
Coach Kevin Orton doing his job, keeping his girls grounded. They do have one out, with Dyring back to the top of the order, or the shortstop coming into the box. Down 3 runs in the bottom half of the fifth. The infield should be in, looking to get an out at the plate on a ground ball to the infield. Inside corner for a strike. 0-1 for Staton. One out, runners on first and second. And swinging strike 2. So Staton responds. Back-to-back line drives to left field with 2 strikes to go up 0-2 on Dyring. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Inside. And that's going to be an E6, going to cost the Kanab Cowboys 2 runs. And I'll tell you, Tyler, Reedhead was playing too deep with one out and a runner on third, down 3 runs. Reedhead should have been in, and that she should have been looking to make that play at the plate. And ended up, it doesn't matter. E6 scores 2 runs with one out.
It's that, a little bit of focus there lost as she was, I think, lifted her head to see what was happening and missed the ball.
So that puts the Lady Bulldogs up 10 runs to 4 in the bottom half of the fifth. Coach Orton back out for a visit. There is going to be a pitching change, and we'll take a break, send it back to the studios. We'll be back for the rest of the fifth inning.
I'm Dr. Sorensen. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I'm the newest addition to the team of doctors here at Central Valley Medical Center. My goal is to work closely with you when making decisions about your child's health. After all, you know them better than anyone else.
I think as a mom, it can be really overwhelming to find a doctor who's a really good fit for your family. I look for someone who I can trust. It's so validating and comforting knowing that I can call and get the answers I need from Dr. Sorensen and his staff.
I look forward to meeting you and your child and bringing you the best care closer to home.
Town & Country Home Mortgage has been simplifying the home buying process for 18 years. We offer VA, FHA, USDA, conventional, and construction loans. Come see us or apply online at NephiMortgage.com. That's NephiMortgage.com. We are committed to our community and enjoy serving our friends and family. Talk to one of our expert loan officers, Abby Ivory, Liz Brotherson, Chantel Bennett, or Joe Nielsen. Town & Country Home Mortgage, proud supporters of high school athletics.
Welcome back to the Spanish Fork Softball Complex. Pitching change for the Kanab Cowboys. Number 27, Rogers, the right fielder, in the circle to pitch. Knudsen steps into the box for the Bulldogs, and that's ball 1 to Knudsen. Dyring reaches on the E6, plates 2 runs. So with 1 out, runner on first, Knudsen takes strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, runner on first. The score is 10 runs to 4 in the bottom half of the 5th. The 1-1 pitch is ball 2. Here's the pitch to Knudsen. Again, just off the outside corner for ball 3. And I would assume Knudsen's got the green light all the way, looking for a pitch that she can drive. And she took a daddy at that pitch and just missed.
That was a hard swing at that.
Fastball off the outside corner for ball 4 to Knudsen. So Knudsen draws the walk. 1 out, runners on first and second, with Kiesel stepping into the box. Here's the pitch from Rogers, strike 1. Ball 1, strike 1, 1 out, runners on first and second. Kanab trying to stay alive here in the 1-loss bracket. Ball 2 off the inside corner, and Rogers looking to back pick at second base. Airmails one to center field and gives up another base on the throwing error. Advances Dyring to third base.
That is correct.
Fastball, wild pitch. Here comes Dyring, and an errant throw from the catcher scores the run, and Knudsen, looking to be aggressive, nearly attempted the play at the plate, but opted to stay at third. And the wheels coming off defensively a bit for Kanab. Third game of the night. Just losing a little bit of focus, lacking a little bit of energy with the pitching change. And also Tyler Gunnison smelling a little blood in the water, looking to put the Kanab Cowboys away. There's pitch inside, ball 4 to Kiesel. So still 1 out. Runner on first and third, and Pickett stepping to the plate. The score is 11-4. Here's the pitch to Pickett.